Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ball Breakers. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and soon Facebook, and also subscribe and listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and YouTube. I'm Rocco, bringing it in right now, and I hope you guys out there listening are having a real fun, sexy week. And speaking of sexy, let's go on to Doc. Doc, how you feeling today?
Great. Fantastic. Back in the studio where I belong, comfortable here. Looking at Earl. He's giving me a dirty look. I'm not sure why, but I'm doing good. Ready to get going.
What is it with you two today?
I don't know. Earl has lit out for me for some reason.
I just don't know who would ever describe their week as sexy.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
You have to have a positive week.
There's other ways
There's
to
other
describe
ways.
positive.
Yeah.
Is sexy not a
I'm
positive word?
offended.
It could
I don't
be in
consider
some
myself
context.
to be sexy.
I had a good week, and I wouldn't say it was sexy at all.
Well,
right?
I'm glad you had a good week. It doesn't have
Thank
to be
you.
sexy.
I caught up on schoolwork,
Mm-hmm.
applied to some jobs, getting my life together, did my taxes. So
Mm-hmm.
getting that out the way, getting all these little annoying things out of the way.
Are you and Uncle Sam on a good relationship?
Yeah, guys paying me money this year, so
Let's go.
Nice. Congrats.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So you're coming off a beach, right? After a long day at the beach, you're nice and tan.
Mm-hmm.
You go home, you go to sleep. It's like you do that 5 days a week. That wasn't a sexy week.
No, I would never probably describe my week sexy unless I was a porn star. But
Understandable. And Chris, what's up?
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Doc kind of swagger jacked me a little bit. Said he felt comfortable in the stew. I mean, that's just my opening sentence.
I said it last week too.
I'm not gonna
before you-
lie. I'm a little rattled right now, and I don't know where to go from here.
Breaks up
I'm
your
just
routine.
kidding. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm in the stew.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I feel comfortable, even though Doc already said it. Took my line. Back to you.
We want to move on to our Q&A segment brought to you by Halo Creations. Are you looking for game day tees? I know I'm always looking for more sports apparel. Follow at Halo Creations _ on Instagram and visit the shop on Etsy, located in the Halo Creations Instagram bio. Use the code BALLBREAKERS10 to claim a 10% discount on any item in the shop. You can also use it on our Ball Breakers t-shirt, and I encourage you to get one just to show the people around that you are a true ball breaker. Again, all one word. The code is BALLBREAKERS10. So we have Chris reading our questions this week, and it's a very soothing voice. So Chris, let's hear the question.
Yeah. So our first question for this week is from @Dana Leota, and it says, "I'm actually really curious and would love to hear a discussion about whether you guys think it's gravy or sauce."
It's gravy, the Italian blood, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just a typical South Jersey Italian, South Philly guy. It's gravy.
It's gravy.
Mm-hmm.
What do they call it down there in the Philippines?
it would be sauce. Just think it's. I guess it's like a cultural thing. I've heard that people in Italy don't even call it gravy, so I don't know why you guys do. But
No.
like if I were to go home right now and go up to my mom and say, "Hey, could I get some spaghetti and gravy?" She would be like, "Okay," and I'd have like turkey gravy on spaghetti. You know what I mean? Like it's just a cultural thing, so I just call it sauce.
There's also different regions of Italians that call it differently. Some call it sauce, some call it gravy. Talking about like spaghetti, spaghetti sauce.
To my understanding, it's like a lifetime debate. People get riled up about this debate, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just whatever you learned, I guess, at a young age, whatever your family called it at the time. But
Are there other equivalents to this, like in other cultures? Like, is there some in Filipino or with like Philippine food where it's like not gravy and some in English?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
it's a very unique thing. I would have to really do some thinking about what can be comparable.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, Ryan?
I got nothing. I was trying to think that
All
while you
right.
were talking.
Let's
but
go
no.
to our second question. This one's geared at Ryan. So this is from @WilsonLee11. I have a question for Ryan. How far are the Nets going?
I'm gonna say the Eastern Conference Championships, which they will lose to the Philadelphia 76ers.
And Joel Embiid's going to be the MVP.
Yes.
My dad was frustrated with you last week with the lock.
Yeah, it was a tough one. I'm gonna find a website before this episode ends so I can get the lines for tomorrow.
All right.
So it's tough when I'm not looking at lines. I'm sorry to all the ball breakers out there. It's a rough, but I'm gonna be back. We're back. It's a new week. Ready to get going for that.
Don't forget to
What do you
gamble
guys think? I know
responsibly.
Wilson wanted to know from Doc. Like, what do you guys think? How far the Nets might go?
Nets, I mean, I think I agree with Doc. I actually really do think that the Sixers are going to make the championship this year. I don't know if they're going to win, but I think they're going to make it. And I think the Nets, I mean, look at their team. Very viable option.
I just think they're not deep enough.
That is one of their biggest
I just think
concerns.
they're not deep enough.
The
but
bench isn't great, but I mean, with those guys they have on the team, Harden, KD, and Irving, like, come on, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
That's
That's
tough
make it.
to beat. So
Let's make it to the chip.
okay, so
Wouldn't be a sexy NBA story if the Nets didn't make it to the chip.
I just wouldn't describe many things as sexy.
no, it's a very niched word.
What's wrong with the word?
Anyway, so our third question of the week is from Billy_Anskins. In an all-out brawl, which one of you boys is coming out on top? No weapons, but anything goes.
What's the setting?
An all-out brawl.
No, I mean, like, where are we at? Are we in like a
Billy didn't
square
give
room?
us a setting, but let's just say we're like in
an
a.
open field.
Uh,
There's
what
no
a- yeah.
weapons. So we're in my backyard. How about it? All right, let me go first. I know I asked the question, but I'm just gonna say me, because how can I say one of you guys?
I
I
am
was
gonna know. I know for sure who's gonna go out first,
And that's Rocco.
and it's gonna be Doc
No shot.
because we would just gang up on him because we hate this
Well,
kid.
That
because
is true.
I'm the alpha. I know that's why you guys would gang up on me.
Yeah.
Well, my answer was going to be it's either going to come down to me or Earl, because we're both the most physically and mentally fit out of the other two.
I don't know about mentally for you.
Well, no. In an all-out brawl, we are. Rocco would easily be the first one out. He doesn't. He's just off. Yeah,
Unless we took you out.
No,
that's
I
fine.
think
you can all come after me. I'll take.
I
on
think
all
what
three.
Doc's saying is right. It would be either me or him, but it would be me ultimately because I'm a lot smarter than Doc, so I would entice you two to beat Doc up, and
Yeah.
then I would take both. I would probably crush your skulls together. Like
No,
this.
but see,
Yo,
you would
I pictured that in my mind.
you would try with these mental games. It wouldn't work on me. I think you might be underestimating me because of what I look like. But
Well, no, Chris. I think you'd be a tough out, but I would just run around in circles and just you're not physically there yet.
yeah, but if you're running around in circles, I'll just stand there. How about it? And then if you come at me,
Oh yeah, then I'll be tired. Okay, so you're smarter than me.
there would be some sort of situation in an all-out brawl where I would outsmart you, and I just know that. So
Yeah,
I'm,
there's
I'm
a lot
picking
that goes in
Rocco.
there.
I'm picking Rocco.
Rocco's been
Rocco hasn't
silent.
said a word.
Because I'm thinking about what maneuvers I could use in this fight.
Now, is this a fight it's legit just gonna be in your backyard, or it just anywhere, no boundaries, no nothing?
Well, there's no guideline. Well, no weapons.
yeah,
and
he didn't
no
really
Yeah,
ask
see, that's
like
tough.
a very. He didn't
'Cause
set
what
the
if it's
scene
like
for the
all
question.
Blackwood or something?
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Or
it's
like
tough.
in the woods, and we had to find each other or something.
Well, why? It's not like it's a brawl.
So it's gonna be like a circle. Like
I have an
yeah.
issue with you. Let's step outside. Brawl.
We're at the
Yeah, like in
playground.
my backyard.
Yeah. Like,
Fenced
let's
in.
just
How
roll with
about
that
it?
setting because there's a lot of
Mhm.
questions that could go into this. But let's just say an all-out brawl in Chris's backyard. Which one of you boys come out on top?
Yeah.
Like
And,
that's it.
I truly believe that I would find some sort of way. I have intangibles. It's all about the mindset that I can put you guys in.
I feel like
the
you
things
need.
that I could say.
If you were to get into an all-out brawl, you would just need simply tangibles. Like how?
Yeah. Yeah. You would need.
Yeah.
What could you do that was intangible to help you in a brawl?
There's a lot of psychological aspects to that. The words that I say before we come in contact physically.
Your words wouldn't mean a single thing. If it's
You think if you're like calling me a name, you're gonna like hurt me?
emotionally, yeah.
No.
oh, what a
Well,
shame.
you'll just make me angry, and then I'll beat you to death.
Mm-mm. So here's the thing: you guys just haven't seen me in action in a fight yet.
Yeah, I mean, you box once. I give you a black eye, and you quit.
I did not quit. I did not. It was in.
it was
in a living
probably
room.
fair to quit after that.
It was in a living room. I didn't. The black eye wasn't visible. It was underneath the skin of my eye.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a
And
funny story.
and yeah, he got the better of me, but I didn't go down. I didn't hear no bell.
Yeah,
No, you
damn,
quit.
Doc. How do you feel
quit.
about that?
I said we can go in the backyard and box, and he said, "No, I'm done."
No, see, then that would turn into a brawl, and it's just we don't need that.
And
here.
then I'd have to win somehow.
Absolutely. Yeah. Earl will hop the fence and be there.
Is there any
Would-
possible way that we could make this happen without turning against each other emotionally?
if we had
if
an
someone-
all-out
all-out
brawl.
brawl?
Yeah.
If someone was to pay us, then we could make it totally not personal at all. Because like UFC fighters do it all the time. It's not really personal. They just do
Yeah.
it for their check.
Like
well,
a
we would have to
pay-per-view
just
event?
like grapple rather than like no, but it's the question is all-out brawl. And I don't want to fight you guys unless we had to.
Unless
Unless there was $1 million pay-per-view on the line.
Yeah, and I would win. And that's that. Just because I would outsmart Doc.
All right, when we make our Twitter and we get 100,000 retweets and 50,000 buys on pay-per-view, we'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Facts.
That's good.
We should just apply for like Rough and Rowdy for a spot.
Like
Just like a four.
Four of
a
us
fatal
just in a
four-way
box.
match.
What about a tag team match? That's a good. See, I'm gonna ask that question.
Well, how about if all four of us are in a brawl? Would you guys want to build an alliance with another person?
That's my only hope.
Yeah, right. You would want to team up with Earl because he's the strongest.
Frizzy Muffins, yeah.
But then we would just take Doc out first because we all hate him.
Well, if me and Doc were smart, we would team up and just like literally lay waste to you two.
Nah.
And then so we would just know at the end it would just come down to me and him.
Well then,
And then we would eliminate all other factors. Like we would just know it was 50-50, me and him. But if there's you guys, it takes your odds down to 25.
well, what would you guys do if you took both of us out? Then you guys would just duke it out. Or
We'd have to, yeah.
Yeah,
But we're like that would be like the smart play.
How about that? You guys ever see what's the movie with Katniss Everdeen? Why am I drawing a blank?
Hunger Games?
Hunger Games, when they're both about to eat the berries at the end, the poisonous berries.
Star-crossed lovers.
Would you guys
Oh.
do that? Because you like each other that much?
No.
Okay.
Well, if there was a purse.
Yeah, if there's a purse.
If there's a purse. But then you'd both die.
I
and
think
we
I
all
would
lose.
be down to do it, but if we came down to it, Earl would find a way to find like actual
Just
berries
not
that
eat the
weren't
berries.
poison.
I would like
and fake
spit 'em
me
out.
out.
Yeah.
I would like
Just
wait
put the berries under
I
your
would like
tongue or
wait for
something.
Doc's last breath and then just be like, "Oh, those are gross," and be like, "I won."
Well, all right, I kind of want to expand this question because this is interesting. I want to know who would last longer in like that kind of setting, and like
the Hunger Games?
yeah, like a forest.
Now that's
That's a
this
tough
is a
question.
whole different animal here.
That's who has survival skills.
I think none of us.
I was
really
gonna say,
have.
I don't think any of us really
Yeah,
have
I
survival
mean-
skills.
I think I'd be able to. No, I mean, yeah, this is that. Nope.
So how
I
long?
just said nothing right there. I had literally said nothing because I don't know what to say.
Yeah, like, do you?
I
like,
would.
Doc would easily be the first one.
No.
To
All
kick
right,
the
listen.
can.
I'm stupid, but I'm also like I
Stupid.
like to think I have like street smarts, not like necessarily survival skills in a forest or whatever. But I mean, I think I'd be able to make my own shelter and find
Where would you start? Your place in the forest with a knife.
I'd look for you and kill you first.
You wouldn't find me.
And then you would feast on
No,
his
I'd
blubber.
probably get the high ground. I could find the highest, well, not the highest point, but I get a high ground.
What would you go up there with no food?
Yeah, you need food and water. You need a water supply.
I'll just have to chase rabbits around. I don't know.
And what would you?
Rabbits?
This
a
is
forest?
none of us really have survival skills and like
Yeah, like, do any of us know how to
outdoors,
start
like-
a fire? No.
no.
skin an
Yeah,
animal.
you just rub a couple sticks together for long enough. You need some tinder. You need something
Mm.
flammable, some dead leaves.
Yeah, you would die first.
Nuh-uh.
Um.
Nah, but I mean, at that point, it's just going to come down to your primal instincts.
Are you guys interested? Have you guys ever been interested to learn how to hunt?
No.
No.
No, to be completely
Kind
honest.
of, but
No?
it's never like, oh my god, I wanted to go hunting.
Mm-mm.
I don't like to harm other animals.
I'd rather go bird watching.
I agree with I agree.
Some binoculars.
I
some
agree with the
exotic
animals
birds.
concept, but I feel like that it's very efficient or not efficient. It's very wise to have like that survival background under your repertoire.
Well,
Why?
it-
You live in
like,
the suburbs.
Yeah,
of
like if it ever gets to a point in our lives where like we have to hunt and whatever for
just
our
the
food,
whole
I'll just-
hunter-gatherer stage all
I'm
over
out,
again.
brother.
Done.
I'm going to Mars with Elon Musk. So
We,
that concludes our Q&A segment, and thank you for the questions. Now, Rocco, if you would like to enter us into our conversation for the day,
Well, I was reading
sorry.
I was reading some articles, throughout the week in between episodes, and I noticed. So I was curious. Have you guys ever gone on air travel throughout this Corona stint?
No,
Oh,
I
Been on a
haven't.
plane?
Nah.
Oh no.
No, but I am going to Florida soon in
Are-
the end of March.
I saw that they are employing robots for contact-free food delivery,
In the plane, you mean?
and
Like down the
no,
aisle
in
of
the, in
the
the
plane?
airport.
Oh, imagine that on the plane itself.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the what do they call them up in the air?
Stewardess.
Stewardess.
What are
They're
you?
just robots?
what are you expecting when you go on this trip? Are you expecting it to be
To
like way
Florida?
tighter guidelines?
I mean, from what I've heard, everyone I know that has flown, they just said you just have to wear a mask the whole time. And from what I hear as well, that most of the planes are full anyway.
Mhm.
So it's really not that different besides the fact that you have to wear a mask. So, I mean, I can't imagine it being that crazy.
There's no
Wait. Did you just say they're employing a robot to deliver food to people at the airport?
Contact-free delivery.
Do you guys see like anything wrong with that?
That they're just taking
That
jobs?
just,
So
that just
is
no,
this
it just sounds
for-
like scary to me.
Is this because of COVID, where it's no contact, or is this because they want to actually employ robots into the world?
A Philadelphia airport announced it has employed a food delivery robot to make it easier for passengers to grab a meal in contact-free manner. So it sounds like it's guided towards COVID precautions.
But the thing is, I mean, somebody's got to give the food to the robot, right, in the bag, say. And if they're trying to eliminate the contact, no, that's so stupid. Is it pointless to me? Am I the only one that thinks that's kind of pointless?
Maybe since it's a robot as opposed to like a human, after every delivery, they just have a certain guideline of sanitizing it through like a spray or wiping it down to where it's way easier to keep clean.
Right.
I don't think I even trust like picking up my food from a robot coming near me.
What would you order at an airport?
I don't know. I'm not. I mean,
Would you go to Sparrow?
what the hell?
The pizza
Sparrow?
joint.
That's a pizza
I
joint.
like Sparrow.
Never heard of it.
You would know exactly what it is if you saw
Yeah,
it.
it's like at every rest stop and airport. And
No, Doc, you know
places like
exactly.
that.
Look, I'm
Probably get like McDonald's or something.
look, Doc.
there's a Chickies and Pizza at
Hold
the
on.
Philly airport.
Oh,
I'd
then
like to
yeah,
get Chickies
some
and
crab
Pizza.
fries.
Yeah, Chickies and Pizza is a good one.
I feel like it's
Um,
cheaper at the airport too.
Do they have them at the
Really?
airport?
Yeah, they do have one at the airport.
What, a Chickies?
I'd probably order a margarita.
Mm-hmm.
Of all things.
Will a
Wait,
robot
why-
be able to
Why would?
deliver?
Did you say you would be scared?
Yeah.
Why would you be scared?
Like it's just a robot coming up to me. I'd be a little nervous.
I just like get freaked out about AI.
Look,
yeah.
Doc, you know this joint.
I mean, I
Nah,
wouldn't
never seen it in
personally
my
be
life.
scared if I
okay.
picked it up. Right? If you just like grabbed your food, I wouldn't be like, "Ooh, this is really creepy" or something. But I would be like, "This is weird."
Chris,
I mean, like, it's kind of cool.
you were telling me about the Facebook AI chat messengers that were like going back and forth.
Yeah, so Facebook developed 2 robots that were able, like, they were trying to make it so they had their own basic, like, consciousness, basically. And they had 2 of them, and they had to completely wipe the operation because 2 of the robots were talking to each other in a language that they made up.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, yo, we gotta stop this.
Wait, the robots made up their own language?
And we're talking to each other. And I mean, they are enabled to, decipher what they're saying because it's a computer generated language. Think about that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if I order food at the airport and this robot comes up to me, starts speaking a language that it's a robot language.
Well, why?
Next thing you know, robots are all over the airport with guns firing, blazing.
And then before you know it, we live in like.
God.
Wait, well, hold on. Yeah, I guess on top of that, like, if anyone's ever watched Westworld on HBO, basically the premise of the show is that like they're all hosts. So like a host is a robot. Like that means like,
Oh.
and then like the main thing in the show is like no one knows who is a robot and who's not a robot because robots have become so advanced,
Oh my god!
and that's like crazy.
well, that's the thing is that it's kind of sounds a little out there, but I like genuinely believe that robots could probably invade a small town.
Well, if they got so advanced, like in that show, I mean,
Well, even then. So how about the 2 robots that they made in Facebook? If they're able to walk and they don't need food, they don't need water, they're robots and they were able to communicate with each other. You think that robot is not smart enough to recreate itself?
Well, so I actually have the conversation of what they were saying to each other.
Wait, what do you mean?
The 2 robots
named Bob and
deciphered it?
Alice.
named Bob and Alice on Facebook. They modified the English language using code words and repetitions. So it's only back and forth, and then they pulled the plug. Bob, I can, I, everything else. Alice, balls have 0 to me, 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 like 5 more times. And then it ends with 2. Bob, You eye everything else. Alice, balls have a ball to me for another like 5 times. And then the researchers pulled the plug.
Because they were like,
There was some sort of unidentified code. What if, Doc, what is it with you and these robots coming in like guns blazing?
Well,
like, why can't they can't be happy robots?
Everyone has like some sinister plot in Doc's mind. Remember last week he said,
I
why how
watched-
come aliens didn't take over the world yet? Like,
Yeah.
maybe they're just chilling.
I've watched a
They're
lot of
nice.
movies like iRobot with like Will Smith, and there's another one I forget. Listen, if you watch a lot of movies where it's AIs, it's usually them trying to take over the world.
so do we think that that's foreshadowing? I mean,
Doc does.
Yeah, I just
don't
think
know.
Hollywood knows what they're doing.
but there's just no way to think about it because a robot would be created by a human. To my knowledge, there's no robot that's been created by a robot yet, right? Does anybody know if that exists?
That's a scary day because
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
unlimited list
What if
robots.
humans created a robot to create more robots, so they don't
That would have to be
single-handedly have to make robots one.
But then
Well, I
there's
mean, the machines make everything now, don't they? I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like man-made. I mean, a lot of people obviously still do man-made things, but I'm saying we make machines to make other machines.
right, but that's not a robot that can talk and
Yeah.
walk.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if they make that robot to do what the machines we use in factories to do?
Which I'm sure that exists somewhere. There's like a human-like robot that carries out duties of a human, right? Like how there's going to be a robot that takes food to people at the airport. But do we have a picture of it? Do you know what it looks like?
Yeah, it's like a little.
I picture it like a little box
And
looking
I think it looks like Wall-E.
Yeah, it's like
right.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
You
like
guys
a smaller,
ever see the movie on Disney Channel when you were younger, where it was like a house, but it was a robot, and
Hold on. Here's the picture of the robot.
Oh yeah, see that? I mean, that doesn't look
it
like
looks
a
like
human.
a vacuum cleaner.
It looks
Yeah.
like a little.
It's like
box.
a little black. It's a little black box.
It's like Wally.
Little black
Yeah, and-
plastic and metal box.
On the campus of Arizona State, they have these little guys that, like little robots like that, little rover car looking things that bring drinks to people, like iced coffee.
Was it?
Does someone drive them?
That's
Oh,
a
that's-
fantastic question.
Yeah, that is.
Or are they just AI powered by
Well,
themselves? And
so what our friend's uncle has lawnmowers, and he set up a grid in his yard, and these lawnmowers know where the grass ends. He's a genius, this guy.
I mean, that's
and
just
his
too much.
he has a self mowing lawnmower. They're like two Roombas, but he made them himself, and they just go up and down his yard, and they know where the yard ends because the grid he set up. Like, I wonder if those robots at Arizona State or whatever like are on a grid, or if someone drives them behind the scenes.
yeah, I feel like the way that I interpret it is like somebody says, "I'm standing at the library front door," and then the thing just knows where to go. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's like coordinates that you'd have to put in, and
yeah,
then it
like
just
they're on a
takes it to
grid,
you.
or yeah, they
Right,
follow
but
a grid
they
or
basically have
something.
a grid of the campus, I guess. I mean, I don't know anything about this. We're just four idiots talking about robots.
It actually says that the robot uses a Bluetooth to follow an airport at your gate representative.
Dude.
So it's
there's
all
someone talking to it.
there's somebody controlling it to that designated spot.
So
See, that's not bad. I mean,
that's not bad at all. But there's somebody out there that has the wit to make that robot. So you're telling me there's not someone out there has the wit to make evil robots? Like, what if there's a guy that said,
You're telling the wrong guy.
I want to
think there
take
is.
over the world, and I'm smart enough to create robots to basically be my army. Think about it. And then he could say, I'm going to make one robot that's smart enough to do anything that I can and more, and we're going to make more we're going to get him or her to make more robots.
is it?
I don't even know. I'm crazy.
Was college ever that high tech for us?
What do you mean?
What did Rowan have to offer that was like
Absolutely nothing. The place is a dump.
you hate Glassboro?
Nah, I like Glassboro. It's a nice town.
I can't remember. Were there really any investments in college that we saw? I mean, we just transitioned to laptops, right?
I'm sure there's people in the engineering department like making drones and whatnot and stuff like that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
probably were in the wrong
Yeah.
majors for the technological phase.
I mean,
I'm sure you can come up with an equation that controls something.
I can come up with an equation.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you what my biggest takeaway from math was. The idea of a proof is so interesting. It's like you have to prove why numbers, like you have to prove why a number's odd. You can't just say that the number's odd. You have to say it's 2 times a number plus 1. Then you're math. But that's like the basic of all. I hated it. It was the worst thing ever. It was just math. But then there was no places to use those equations. I don't even know where I just went off on a tangent. I did.
Cosine.
Cosine.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you think, yeah, well, basically what you're saying is, what do I do with this information?
Right, because I'm excited to, for people who don't know, I'm excited to get back on the teaching track. But yeah, I was actually talking to teachers, right? They said the hardest thing is to relearn everything that you learned in college. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because like what you're doing
They're
now.
just proving you college is a scam.
Yeah. Now, my
Because
biggest.
if I have to relearn it, that means I could have just did this on my own time
Mm-hmm.
and did it myself and got my degree without like, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Do you think there's a business we can create to overrun the college systems?
Yes, artificial intelligence.
Now, the biggest thing
Robots.
for me that college that just made me angry was I went to school for finance, right? I went to Rowan for finance, and they made me take a dance class, a programming class, an acting class.
I took an acting class.
So the thing is, I just think that a 4-year degree can be done in 2 years. What's the point of high school if you have to go to college and take another English class if you're a finance major? It will never, ever, ever make sense to me. But, I mean, it does make sense because they want to just get as much money out of you as possible.
I think, I agree with that. I think that the experiencing acting, there's no way you were a good actor.
I probably wasn't. I forget. Well, I remember I thought that I was going to be able to just wing it, basically. And then the last thing of the year, or of that class, was it was like a 10-minute scene, I guess you'd call it. So I actually had to study my lines. Because I remember it was like the week before, and I was like, I was not going to pass this thing. I was going to look like an idiot in front of the class.
What are
But
you
why
thinking
did I have to
about?
take that? Why did I have to take that?
Like, I'm trying to formulate a thought. Like, I want to say something about that, but I don't know exactly how to say it yet.
It's to get people out of their shell.
Yeah, so, like, I think, although I don't think that it should cost that much money to take a class, but I feel like knowledge is worth something. So
Mhm.
for you to learn something about acting, let's say, I don't think you should have to pay $750 to do it. But I do think that, like, anyone can teach you anything. And I don't think that they should be putting such a high price on these things.
All right, let's go.
I have a thought too. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go.
That just made me think about it. You know, you just said like, why? If I'm a finance degree, why do I have to take an English class, my first, whatever? Well, I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, a lot of people go in undecided, right? And they take a lot of these classes to help guide them to try to figure out what they want to do. Do you think they do that? Even if you have a degree, like I'm an education major, but I had to take history classes, I take English classes. Like, do you think they just do it regardless because they're probably like, maybe this kid doesn't want to do this and he is interested in something else? You know what I mean?
Well, the idea of it's general ed.
Right. They're
Well,
gen
yeah,
ed
exactly.
classes.
So they're basically like, you basically go into your freshman year undecided if you think about it. I know that you have your degree, what your major is, but when do you actually start taking your classes towards your major? Not after you're like, usually after you're like, you might take a class one semester
A class
about,
or two each.
Yeah.
and then-
Somewhere from your second or third year,
Yeah.
I think you really start to do it.
exactly.
So basically what you're getting at is how can you be 17, 18 years old and already know what you want to do for the rest of your life?
Yeah, and I think that's what colleges are. That's why we take
That's
these
like
kind of
a
classes.
whole nother thing that really is not acceptable to me, right? So if you put it in this perspective, like really think about it, you get to sign a loan for a college for upwards of like $125,000, right? Or whatever the case is, whatever college you're going to, you can sign a loan at 18 years old whenever it is you graduate high school. But like 6 months before that, you would have to raise your hand and ask if you could go to the bathroom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then I think about age like that, and you think of something like the drinking age. Like you're not, they say you're not allowed to drink until you're 21 because you can't make rash decisions for yourself. But you could sign a $125,000 loan when you're going to college. Like, why can't you have a drink then? Because that sounds like a easier decision than signing for that much money.
There's a lot of interesting things. Well, you just said a lot of things that.
Well,
Like-
no, it's what he's saying is
Good point.
you're making an adult decision to
Right.
then no longer be restricted to another adult decision due to a restriction.
Like, I just think that nothing really makes sense in terms of that sort of stuff. Like, who comes up with these rules and who says that you have to take dancing for $750 or who says you have to do this? Like, it's just,
I mean, there's two ways to look at it, though. If you look at it like Doc was saying, how maybe you're going to school undecided, you don't really know what you're going to do. Maybe you take an acting class and you love acting, and that's your life goal from there on,
What?
which, probably isn't the case in most cases. But from someone in my perspective, I knew that I wanted to go into finance from, when I was in high school. I knew what I wanted to do. And I think that what I did could have been done in a year or two less time. That's just the way I look at it. And like I said, there's two ways to look at it. Some people might want to take other classes. I just knew that I got nothing out of my English class
I
in
agree.
college. But,
I mean, how many times are you going to be writing an essay?
if I go into the
Tell
job
you what,
I'm
I
in,
think they
don't.
should have. More people should have. Like, I have a professor now who one of our assignments was to legit write a professional email.
Mm-hmm.
So what? So, dude, I remember taking my acting class, and when they gave me improv, I was so ready for improv. I love improv. What kind of genre would you guys go into? Are you in action? Are you a comedy?
For acting?
Are you drama? Yeah. Doc, I feel like me and you could make a really good action drama.
An action drama?
Yeah. Doc and Rock's adventures, and you get all the girls, every single one of them.
No, if that was the movie, then
I'm trying to
to
think of an action drama movie.
What do you mean?
What do you consider
Fast
an
and
action
Furious
drama?
7.
That's a drama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I would
I'm
say
thinking of
so.
a completely different category of drama.
So basically, you're saying what role would you be in any movie if you were to be an actor?
Yeah, you're going and experiencing acting. That you found out that was your lifelong dream, or you wanted to be. What are you going to try out for?
There's just no way that I would be a main character in any movie. I would probably be like the brother or the roommate to someone that just kind of plays video games and minds his business. you have that image though of someone, right?
No,
Like they knock on their door like, "Yo, you ever going to go outside?" And I'm like, "Nah."
So-
That's your
That's
only
it.
line.
so you're
Yeah.
not even like a supporting character. You're really just,
just
like
kinda
a
there.
background at best.
Mhm.
Oh.
Or else I mean, I feel like I've watched enough wise guy movies to be a wise guy.
I think you should think more of yourself.
You should.
I do. Maybe I'll be someone's financial advisor in a movie.
You could be the Terminator.
At the very
I'm
least,
not
I could
gonna
see you as a supporting actor. At the very least.
Mhm.
I'd be like somebody's right hand man.
Yeah, you'd be like Aziz Ansari in 30 Minutes or Less.
Mhm.
I would want to be your right hand
Love
man.
that movie.
But what would you be? And I would be your guy.
Like, let's say, like, you'd be, why am I drawing a blank on the guy's name? You'd be McLovin. He's
Think so?
not like the main character. He's a supporting character. Well, like, I'm
you
just
won't
talking
consider
about
him one of the main characters, though.
the
No, but
main
he's the
character
third
is
most-
obviously Michael
Jonah Hill,
Cera.
Michael Cera.
Yeah.
Right, so he's the third guy. He's
I
like
would be like the blonde girl in that show, in
just
Superbad.
a horrible actor.
Yeah, the horrible actress. I just have like 5 lines pop in and
Mhm.
out here and there.
You would
No,
just be the
personally,
lucky
I think
guy.
I'd be like the main lead role of a movie, TV show.
I don't think you would be.
Why?
But what would it be?
What would it be?
I'm thinking of like a.
Like, who do you see yourself as, right?
Ooh,
Like, who do
yeah,
you-
that's
You
a
like
good,
an
that's a good
Indiana
one.
Jones,
You'd be like
or
Matthew
Nah,
McConaughey in Two for the
nah,
Money.
Come on, that's disrespectful. I could never.
Are you like from the Titanic? What's his name? Jake.
Jack.
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 Jack
No,
and
see,
Ruby.
look, you got. Come on, I'm thinking of like a low key kind of movie that was good, but like
Like, you'd be like Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy. Have you guys watched that?
No.
Mhm.
It is great.
I wanted to. It's
It is great.
It's like
I
11
think they
seasons.
took it off Netflix. The last 3 seasons you could probably go without. But if
I-
you guys haven't watched that, you should. And listeners, if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it.
Doc would be Matt Damon in Rounders.
yeah, that's perfect right there. That's it.
You're just a normal guy. You want to go to school, finish your degree, But really, all you actually want to do is be a professional poker player. And eventually you just take all the money you have and just put it on a poker table.
And lose it all. And
Lose
then
it all.
come back and do it all again. That will be me, for sure.
What
We
casino
Lose
game?
my girlfriend and lose everything.
And then just get it all back eventually.
Yeah.
What casino game would you guys try to make the most buck on? Like if you were given like $100K and someone told you need to turn it into $300K within 2 weeks, what do you think your go-to games would be?
$100K?
Yeah.
I want to say roulette because if you had $100K to do you could put a lot on each spin.
Or how about this? A better way to reword the question. You're given $100K, you get to keep the profit. Where you
Poker.
Poker? Would you play like a high stakes game?
Yeah.
Like a 50, 100?
Mm-hmm.
you trust it? You trust your
Yeah,
abilities?
why not?
I just think someone would. I just think someone.
I was
would-
going to say that or blackjack, but I'm just going to go with the game that
Yeah,
I'm more
I would
comfortable
rather
with.
play
and-
blackjack. I enjoy playing blackjack, but I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't enjoy it if I had to owe someone $300,000. But I just feel like it's easier to control your outcome than on like poker, right? Like you could, I mean,
Well-
at 500, at 50, 100, whatever you said, 500, 1,000. Like you could just get blinded out easily and never get anything. At least in blackjack, you could have a good idea of where. Like I don't know. I
Well,
guess
am
you
I
could say
playing
the
in
same
a
for
50,
poker.
100 like cash game to where I can legit fold every single hand, or like a cash game, right?
Yeah, yeah.
High stakes. Yeah, I would do that. Definitely, because blackjack. I like blackjack, but I'm more comfortable at a poker table, like playing
I
Texas
think
Hold'em.
psychologically, the stakes at hand would make you not make the right decisions if you were to get check raised on the flop.
Or I'd just play it in a parlay, sports.
You would
Oh
sports
my
bet it.
god! Imagine putting $100,000 down on a bet, on
Yeah.
a sports bet.
That's exactly what I would do.
Oh my!
For
No, I
sure.
would. I don't have the balls to do that.
What-
Absolutely not.
What's a casino game you'd learn more about?
I would learn more about probably baccarat.
Yeah, baccarat.
Because there's people that make some big time money playing that.
So do
I
you
remember-
know? Do you know the concept of the game?
I do. I looked it up one time and it was very confusing. But I just remember there's in the Golden Nugget Casino in Atlantic City. There's a high stakes room right next to the where you cash out. And every time I've been there and I went to cash out, I just look at this room, and they have these orange chips that are worth 10,000 each, and there's people there with stacks and stacks of orange chips, and I'm like, they have to be doing something right. They're playing baccarat.
They say that's like the most profitable game to play. Like if
Yeah.
you learn how to play it, you can make the most money playing baccarat.
Exactly.
I don't even know how it works, or I would love to learn, but
I don't know. And I remember I was watching one time because I wanted to try to play it, and it's so strange. You get a card, and the dealer has a card, and then they deal 2 cards sideways. It literally doesn't make sense if you don't know what you're doing.
So rules: the object of baccarat is to hold 2 or 3 cards, which count 9, or as near to 9 as possible.
Yeah, you have to get 9. I remember that.
The values of the cards are face cards, and 10s are worth 0. Aces are worth 1, and any other card is worth its face value. Units of 10 points are disregarded, so that 9 plus 7 counts as 6, not 16.
Hold on, I'm late here, but isn't there a guy that like? Did you guys say it already? But isn't there a guy that like cheated baccarat and
Yeah,
won like
Phil
a
Ivey.
ton of money?
he technically didn't cheat.
Yeah.
He did like one of those frowned upon
So
things.
what happened
Right.
is the casino. So wherever he would go, the casino would allow him to choose what deck of cards he wants to use, what table, all this stuff. So he chose the deck that he knew, like he knew the edges of the cards, he knew all this. I mean, I guess he cheated, but like they, I mean, when you think about it that way, but they allow him to choose what deck of cards he wants to use. So he chose the ones that he knew, like the edge of the cards.
So I guess maybe it depends who you ask, because like technically counting cards isn't cheating. You just have an advantage. It's cheating to the casino,
Yeah.
but it's not really like a law, right? You're not allowed to count cards.
I mean,
or
if
is
it-
it? I don't know.
The casino makes their own rules, I believe.
Yeah, I mean,
Also, from what I know of that situation, they said we want you to gamble in our casino and we'll give you whatever you want because he's worth millions and they know he's
Yeah.
going to put
To
millions.
lay background, he's a very famous gambler.
And
He's a
rich.
poker player,
Yeah.
is he?
Yes,
Right?
and he said these are what I want, and they gave it to him. And then he just so happened to win like 30 million or whatever it was.
Jeez.
And then he's cheating. I don't know. It's a little weird, but I'm pretty sure. Did he end up having to pay? He paid money back. I
yeah,
think.
he
I
was
think
found
there was
guilty
like
or
a huge
whatever.
lawsuit, and I don't think he had to give all of it back. He had to give a
You didn't
percentage
see
of
him
it back.
for a while either.
Do you guys remember your first big win?
Define big.
Maybe a big night out, or maybe even a big hit.
Big to you. Like, I mean, none of us hit for $1 million, right?
No.
Yeah.
I do remember I was betting horses.
We're
And-
losers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a loser, but well, no, I mean, my first big win was when I first turned 21. I was playing poker at the casino. I was going a couple nights a week because I was doing well. I would win like 100, 150 every time I went, and then I would lose 100. But I was up, and then there was one night that I went. Actually, it was the afternoon. I went at 12 in the afternoon, and I stayed until 9 o'clock at night, and I won a little under $900 just playing poker that whole time.
How old were you at the time?
I was 21. It was right after I turned 21.
That's insane.
It was right around Christmas. I turned 21 at the end of November, so I'd only been of age for about a month. And that was the best I ever did. And then I ended up losing like 600 the week after in one sitting. So I was like, I'm going to relax playing cards. I'm going to stop for a little bit. But with horses, I hit a bet for $600. And I remember that was thrilling. Because I remember you just look at your ticket. I was looking down at my ticket. You know the feeling, right, when you hit a horse bet? Because it's so hard to hit in horses. And I looked down. I was like, this is just fantastic. What was that?
What? All right. So for the people listening, there was a
And
pause
watching.
and watching. I guess I paused my mic because I actually had to fart, and I didn't want it to be picked up. So and then I unmuted. I muted my mic and then I unmuted it, and then you guys took a pause for some reason, and which the fart
You threw
came
me
out
off. I'm
silent.
not going to lie.
Yeah, it came out silent anyway.
Because nothing happened. I didn't hear a fart or nothing.
I'm sorry.
So what was your biggest hit, right?
My big. I don't have many good memories. Probably last year when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
That was so funny.
I think I won like almost 3,000.
That's not bad.
Yeah, because I had a lot of like early.
What do you mean you have no good memories then?
Well, because that was my biggest hit. I hit the one year you guys were all there when I hit the parlay when
When Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron
threw
Rodgers.
that
I needed the
interception.
over in a game. He threw his second pick six ever in Lambeau, and then Jake
Mhm.
Elliott hit a 64-yarder, and I won like
61
1,600.
yards. Yeah.
Yeah, and then last year the Chiefs, I had a lot of money, like during preseason, and then when Patrick Mahomes got injured, their odds went. I got good odds on them, and yeah.
I just love the 50-50 chance. I love going up to like a bankroll of like 200, 250. This is one win to lose, and I just keep doing 50
Like
on black
roulette?
and black
I
and
hate
red.
roulette. I think it's
Oh.
the worst game there is.
But you,
I just like doing black. I don't know. I don't like when people do the numbers. It's too much
Some
for
people
But
me.
that's
have
like
very
the only
elaborate
way to win
schemes.
money.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing.
I just like doing if you people look at it when they go in there like I need to leave with money, but I think it's just fun if you just play red or black or odd or even.
Mhm.
Like it's just fun and you get to sit there and drink or whatever.
How about that game we played in Vegas where it was just the wheel? And
Apparently that is the worst game you can play in a
oh
casino.
no, it was the absolute worst game. There's no way to win money.
Yeah.
so explain it.
So it's a wheel, right? And they have certain amount. So like it's 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 5-to-1, 20-to-1, and then 100-to-1, right? So basically, if you put $1 on the 100-to-1 circle in front of you, it's like you put the chips right in front of you, and then they spin the wheel, and there's only one slot for the 100-to-1, and if it lands on that one, you win 100 times whatever you bet. So you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you put $1 down and it hit 100-to-1, then you would win $100. But you know how Vegas is, any casino, it lands on 1-to-1 most of the time. So we were just sitting there because this was when we got stuck in Vegas. It was like the last day. I think we were actually leaving in the morning. And the thing was that you could put $1 down. So we were like, this is fantastic. We went with like $20 and we were able to sit there forever. And you get free drinks while you're gambling. So
That's
the whole point.
So wait, there was a wheel. It was 1-to-1 or 100-to-1, and the 100-to-1 was like a smaller portion of the wheel.
Yeah, so like spin the wheel, right? So say there's 50 opportunities to win 1-to-1. Then there's 20 opportunities to win 2-to-1. You see what I'm saying? And then there's only one slit on the wheel to win 100-to-1.
In which you never win that.
And you have to bet that in front of you. You have to put $1 or or however much on that to win it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So the thing was, I mean, we were there. That was fun because the dealer was funny. Remember that guy?
Yeah. I
And-
like when you go. So my first time gambling was actually in Vegas. I never been in a casino to gamble before that.
Really?
And it's really cool when you're first learning to gamble, and especially if you get a cool dealer that can teach you how to play and stuff like that. Sometimes they're jerk offs, but most of the time they just really help you out.
The dealers down there were cool.
I hate gambling. I hate it.
I just hit a bet. I just bet the
I was-
exact score
I
of
was
the
like-
Flyers.
I was born a loser. Like, I don't need the casino to tell me
Same.
that I lost.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to look at it. Honestly, if there's, I know people that are like, I want to try it, or I want to do this or that. I always tell people, like, just don't even
Yeah,
bother.
don't
Well, if you
bother.
have expendable income and you like it, it's like anything else. Like, if you have money to throw away and you want to start a podcast with your friends, go ahead.
Mhm.
Right? It's just like that, gambling.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm
Life's a
not,
gamble.
you know, we're not sitting here like we're big time gamblers or
Oh, no.
anything, but I've tried almost, you know, a lot of different types of gambling, right? I mean, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. I just named like 5 or 6 right there.
I mean, there
but-
could be 2 roaches running on the ground right now. I'd bet it.
yeah, and so would I.
That-
And you would win because you're lucky. So,
well, you have a problem.
Nah, that's like something they used to say in the racetrack place where we used to work. That's how disgusting these people were. They're like, there could be 2 roaches on the ground racing right now, and I'd bet on it. And then I started thinking, you know what?
Like, at a certain point, it doesn't become fun. Like, just
No.
about everything else in life, right? Like, at a certain point, it just doesn't become fun anymore. Like, why would
everything
you
is
wanna...
good in
That's not true.
moderation.
I
No,
will-
yes, it is.
That's not true. You don't have fun playing like basketball anymore. I'd crush you in some basketball or some kickball.
No, but he's
But
saying
what does that have
when,
to do with anything?
So-
Talking
'Cause
about gambling.
Oh,
he's saying when you do something so much that you need it every day. Like when we worked at the track, it's kind of sad because we actually saw people there that like needed to go bet horses to go on with their life. There's people that you see every single solitary day when you're there.
Like,
and that's
to,
a little
to me,
sad.
they,
That's
like,
very sad. It's
I just don't think that there's just much fun in that. What were you trying to say? So we can make fun of you real quick.
Well, you said that there's nothing that you. What was the exact words? Like there needs to be a change at one point. You can't do something for every single solitary day.
Do you know
Uh,
the definition of insanity?
No, I was just trying to say, like, at a certain point, it just doesn't become fun anymore. You just keep doing it, and you're losing, or whatever. Maybe you're winning, but like, you're just think about how high the stakes are if you're betting a lot of money or if you're losing a lot of money.
And somehow Rocco found a way to equate that to kickball.
Well, no, because when you're a kid,
I just
no,
don't understand.
You're a
Sometimes
kid.
you really are stupid.
You're a kid and you love kickball, and I would still love to play kickball at the age of 24. Never got old.
Yeah, but you don't have to like do.
Dude,
You're not addicted to.
just don't-
I don't know. I don't
You
know.
didn't- you didn't
understand how
explain
your
that,
brain
though.
just takes you to that. It's
But
so
you
interesting.
two knew what I was saying,
I
right?
knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah.
Somehow Rocco did.
Okay.
But regardless, yeah, so it's a shame that it's like it's an addiction for people, and sometimes obviously gambling can be very unhealthy, and there's people that need to do it every day, and it's a shame. So that's why when Doc gives his picks, we like to say gamble responsibly. But it is good that they legalized it. Like, it's pretty much getting legalized everywhere. I think that's a good thing because it takes away a little bit of the underground aspect to it. Right? You can legally just go bet on your phone now.
Yeah, and
if
you don't
you're
have
in
to worry
Jersey.
about someone like breaking your knees or something.
Yeah, because if you want to put the money in, you have to put it in up front. So
Mhm.
that's that. But, you know, that's like any other thing. Everything, well, not everything, but most things are okay in moderation. That's why I like to think.
Speaking of addictions, I get addicted to food.
Me too.
I do too, but I feel like I just go on like little stints of addiction to food. Like I
Mhm.
feel like for like a week I'll be like, oh, I really like milkshakes, and then when I'm done with it, I'll be like,
Mhm.
I could go for something else.
Because you had enough milkshakes
Yeah,
to where you're like,
Yeah.
well, I really don't need a milkshake today. And then you don't even think about it for a month, having a milkshake.
I wonder if there's people out there who are like addicted to like one food.
Like every day they have to eat a banana.
Yeah,
That's for
or
sure.
they're just
Yeah.
not going to be able to get out of bed.
But I wonder like what is the most common if there is. Like I know Doc when we were in high school, he would just eat a peanut butter sandwich every day for 180 days straight.
I still do.
That's gross to me.
I eat a
You don't
peanut butter
get sick of
sandwich
that?
every single day. I swear.
But would you say you're addicted to it now, right?
I'm not
you could go
addicted
without
to
it.
Yeah, I mean, if I went a day without it, I'm completely fine. But
gonna-
like when I go to work, I pack my lunch and I bring a peanut butter sandwich.
Like,
if I'm at home and I'm wanting
I
something
was
to eat,
I was watching My Strange Addiction a couple weeks ago, and like a girl was addicted to eating drywall. I swear to
Oh
dude,
my
it
Oh,
was,
I saw
God.
that.
Yeah,
or
you
I
saw that,
something
right?
like that.
I
She-
saw one with a plastic
she had
bag.
like a hammer next to her bed, and she would wake up and beat her wall in and eat a piece of drywall.
That's horrible.
I mean, that's just a chemical imbalance in her brain.
That's how like gamblers are.
Isn't that everything though?
What, Earl? Everything?
Wouldn't every no, not everything, but like wouldn't every addiction technically be like something having to do with a chemical balance in your brain? Then saying you need
Imbalance.
it.
Yeah, there's something.
Maybe it's
There's
not
a-
an imbalance. Who are you to say?
I'm a doctor.
Well, I think food's actually addicting because of the sugar associated with it, in which the sugar itself is addicting.
What if I only eat chicken?
Well,
Like,
that's
that's it.
that's
is
just that
weird.
that turns into like a lifestyle.
Is there sugar in chicken? I don't know. Can someone fact check me?
Like your body doesn't need the
Sure.
sugar anymore, so your body's not thinking of the sugar that you want to consume. We're talking about healthy.
So
and
could you
unhealthy
get addicted to something that didn't have sugar in it?
Yes.
foods. Probably in
yeah.
a different aspect. I'm saying when people get addicted to food, it's typically to the sugar associated with it.
I think that is just dumb.
There's 0 grams of sugar in chicken.
So so Rocco sounds like he's. So you're not saying though I can't get addicted to eating chicken,
It's
I
not,
love chicken.
or it's just unlikely.
you love it, but you don't need it.
I think that you can get addicted to anything.
Chicken's another thing I might
I
eat.
do
like,
agree.
Quite
You could get
frequently.
addicted to anything. You're not addicted to it though. You're just eating
Yeah.
it.
Like,
Well, does that come with like your person? Like people say, I have an addictive personality. Does that just
Right, you
like
can
you
get
said? It's a
hooked on things
it's a
early,
chemical
easier.
imbalance in the brain.
Right, and I mean, yeah, I don't know. Well, the thing is, there's things that have addictive properties to it, like drugs per se. You know, obviously, I don't like to talk about that, but there's chemicals in drugs that are addictive and make someone feel like they need it. Like physically, you can go through withdrawal. But then there's other things that you can get addicted to, like eating drywall. Like well, actually, I can't say that with certainty. There may be some kind of chemical in drywall that could be addictive.
Okay, would
I
you
don't
would
know,
you
though.
say that you're addicted to playing video games?
No, because I don't have to do it. Like, if I go,
I don't know,
are
Jim.
you serious right now? There's just no way.
I don't think you can go a week. I don't think you can go until next podcast
Oh,
without
let's
playing a
make
video
bet.
game.
Come on, let's do it right now.
No, but that's the thing is I don't want to do that. Like, if
That's-
I want to
that's an
play video
addiction.
games, then I'm going to.
That's an addiction.
You think so?
I don't think you can go a week.
I don't want to go a week.
That's
Why does he have to though? Just
Yeah,
because
like-
you say so?
I think
Wow.
he's addicted.
all right. So I see what Earl's saying. Earl's saying is there a need to stop?
I mean, you'd have to put that up with Chris's girlfriend and family or something. I don't know if it's an issue with him or.
Well, addiction is, I don't know. That's an interesting topic because I don't feel like I need to play video games to survive and like go on with my daily life. You
okay,
know,
that's fair.
like if I work all day and then like at night I want to play Xbox for a couple hours, it's not an addiction. Yeah, I may do it
But
7
when
days
you-
a week. But,
Yeah, I would say when you do it every 7 days a week for a couple hours.
but you do the same.
Yeah, no, I'm not. But I could easily go a week without playing Xbox. I could.
Right.
I think it'd be a lot harder for you to do it.
Yeah, no, I agree. But
Yeah.
you also, I mean, I don't know. It's tough because I am home all the time.
Yeah.
But also, could it be considered a hobby that Chris just enjoys getting
Yeah.
potentially
Well,
better
it
and better
is,
each day at
easily.
Rocket League?
It is a hobby. But then I guess that's where the conversation comes in is when does a hobby turn into an addiction?
Hmm.
Which,
I don't even know why we geared it towards you.
I don't know. Cause
well,
you
I
guys
was
are,
just thinking. I
Uh,
mean,
well-
Earl plays a lot of video games too. but-
Apparently, a hobby becomes an addiction when it dominates one's life to the point he is sacrificing his health, well-being, and
that's
safety.
what I'm saying. When it affects your daily living is when it's an addiction, in my opinion. Which it does. I need it. We got to hang up. I got to go play. Turn this
Wait,
off.
and you guys talked about addictive personalities, and fundamentally, it is actually a myth to have an addictive personality.
Wow.
It's an excuse.
A personality type that increases their people say that they simply have an addictive personality, a personality type that increases your risk for addiction. Actually, that's false. Addiction would be a brain disorder, not a personality disorder.
Wow. So, is it the way that someone's brain is?
Yeah.
Like-
So like if you had a personality disorder, you would just be like an asshole all the time or something.
So Doc.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
It's like
I'm
like-
really not that mean all the time.
No, you wake up every day and say, who can I make angry today?
You said that to me.
Yeah, and that's just not that's just not right.
Okay, so I have fun with you.
Why?
Because you have anger issues, and I think it's hilarious when you get angry.
I don't think that's true anymore.
Why? You don't think that you have anger issues anymore?
No. When was the last time? What was the last settlement where I had an anger issue?
Right before we started
bless you.
recording, and you told Doc that he doesn't really contribute anything to this podcast.
He did say that, and his tone was a little angry.
That was
Yeah.
bullshit. I never even. All right, timeout.
That's not.
We're-
I think it's on video too. Do we have that recorded?
We know you so well, Rocco, that you have this certain tone that we know you're mad.
Your
Right.
eyes widened too. I noticed. I was.
You
noticing
start
it
talking
earlier.
faster. You have a certain tone about you.
and you also call people homie.
Oh my God. Are we even going to get into that? So for everyone listening out there, Rocco has this thing when he gets into an argument with
It's
someone.
almost like a nervous tick.
It's a nerve. It must be that he just so happens to start a sentence with the word homie. So he's calling someone homie. How do I even explain that? It's so weird, and I hate that you do that, and you don't think it's a thing, but you've never said homie in a nice way to someone. Like, yo, what's up, homie? It's the worst thing. That's your worst trait.
I've used it in terms of endearment before. You just don't know it.
No, you haven't.
No.
There's
Mhm.
no
We've even
recorded evidence of
yeah,
that.
we've looked at this. Chris found messages.
We've been friends since as long as we can remember. I've never heard you say that as a term of endearment.
Well, all right. So first of all, going back to where everything that shows that I'm mad, dictating my tone. Everybody has that. When Doc gets mad, his tone's different.
Well, he's always mad. That's what we're just used to him being.
No, I
Also-
agree. When people get angry, obviously their tone changes, but yours is just it's horrible.
distinct.
You wear it on your forehead.
Yeah.
It's like,
This
you know
is
those
why you're
signs where
bad at
words go
poker.
across? It'll say on your forehead, I'm angry. And we just know.
Maybe I'm frustrated.
You're always frustrated a lot.
All right. So here's my thing. You need to show that you're frustrated about something to then get on the same page.
I don't really think that you need to show that.
You need to express it.
Yes, which you do in an aggressive way.
It's not aggressive. It's mild mannered. Also, if you had to see him every single week, and his goal is to wake up and make you upset, what incentivizes me to be happy?
That's not my goal every week.
It kind of seems like
yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Don't it, Earl?
Yeah.
Like, imagine going on Rocket League and every time I'm picked on his team, he's like, "Do I really have to be paired with this guy again?"
Well,
How does that
is-
make my
that's
self-esteem
different.
fe- No,
you
it doesn't.
suck. That's
My-
why.
But
Well, I
maybe-
stink too, but
Well, maybe I want to have fun with my friend.
yeah, I know. We'll take a joke.
So now it's just take
Now
a
it's a
joke.
joke,
Now,
yeah.
You know what, Rocco? I kind of understand where you're coming from because
Chill.
Ryan just is mean sometimes.
I don't
True.
fucking need you on my side.
Yeah.
Wow. I
So
was just angry.
now that,
That was the
Rocco got
tone
angry
switch.
again, I think that now's a good time for my fact. What do you guys say?
That was a little selfish of you to just take
Chris,
the
you
floor
can do whatever you
yourself.
want, man.
You think that was selfish?
This
All
is-
right,
it's
you got
your
anything
house,
else?
your basement.
What do you
It
think?
was like the equivalent of like, okay, shut up now. I have something to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know Rocco and I know when to cut him off. And I know what you just said, and it could have led to worse things. And also this fact that I have, I think is funny, and I can't wait to hear you guys' reactions.
I do want to let you know, I didn't tell you before, but there's some people out there saying your facts are like a little too useless. But
Really?
yeah,
Now, is that just another conspiracy that you read on Reddit?
no, someone said it actually right before we started recording that your facts were like kind of dry.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
Just
Well,
I heard
You guys
it.
were here, right?
Yeah, I heard it.
Wow.
Why don't you
This is
hit me
news
with
to
some
me.
spunky facts?
You
Well-
got nice adjectives today.
Yeah. What hits you with, arousal?
Okay, hold
Ass-
on. No.
Excuse me?
Hold on. Anyway, we're gonna
Assless chaps.
Can we cut that out?
Like
Dude,
that.
Rocco, what is wrong
Can
with
we
you?
cut that?
There's so many
Wait.
things wrong with you.
So let's hear the fact and let's get another verdict of whether it was too useless or just useless enough. Or
I mean, it's pretty useless.
well, according to you, maybe we and some
So-
viewers, listeners might.
So
think.
tell me now, what would you like me to gear my facts more toward?
Arousal
Dude,
No,
I'm not.
no,
This
no,
question
no.
isn't for you, Rocco.
Oh,
This is for Earl and Doc and all the.
I don't know. I want to
millions
hear
of
them.
listeners.
Oh, I thought they were just fine. There's
Yeah.
some things going
There's-
around.
There's
Just
just
a couple
yeah,
people speaking.
it's
That's all.
conspiracy.
Some
I
feedback.
like them. I think you want to gear your facts towards like sparking. Why are you? Every time I talk
Towards what?
and you look at me, you start laughing.
Because, dude, you boggle my mind. All right, I'm just gonna give you my
Spark
fact
a
for
conversation with your dumb, useless fact.
This week. Okay. My that fact of the week is no word in the English language rhymes with month. Can anybody?
I was literally in my head, like just saying words that just didn't rhyme with.
Like
month.
truthfully, like what's stopping us from right now, me, Rocco, and Doc, from just saying thanks, and that's like it. Like, what do you want us to say about that? Like,
I just thought you guys were gonna think that one was funny. Well, Doc, I wanted you to say out loud what those words were that you're trying to think that rhyme with month.
Well, if there's no words, why would I think of words that rhyme with month if no words rhyme with month?
Because you wanted, when you receive information, you want to question if it's true or
Triumph.
not. All right, whatever, guys. You know what?
Can you find a new fact while we're still here?
So the closest word that would rhyme to it in consideration to this rhyme calculator is the word uth.
Uth?
UTH. It has a 92% rhyme score in
Month.
comparison to month.
How about this? Americans on average eat 18 acres of pizza every day.
oh,
That's pretty relevant. We live in America.
I wonder how many I could
We
eat
all
in a
like
day.
pizza. How many pizzas?
How many
No,
pizzas
how
do
many
you think?
acres?
acres of pizza?
Like, what if I started measuring all my pizza consumption now in acres?
Imagine if you did that. I think if I ever have a child, I'm going to do that for him.
Like,
I'm
if
gonna
you
count
like
how
you
many
call me
pieces of
tomorrow and
pizza.
you say, "Yeah, Earl, what'd you have for dinner?" I had like 0.2 acres of pizza.
I have a question. If
Let's
we
hear it.
ordered 4 large pizzas right now, who would eat theirs fastest?
You just want us to say Chris so bad.
No, but you guys
'cause I
know
could-
that I'm a slow eater.
Yeah, Chris
Oh, yeah,
is
Chris
slow
is a
eater.
slow
So is
eater.
Rocco. Once again, me and Earl are the alphas here. And
Yeah, but my capacity of eating pizza is endless.
Yeah.
I agree.
So you're
You
just
guys would
saying
take
who
a
could
pause.
eat it fastest?
Yeah, who
Or
would
who
finish?
could eat the
Who would
most?
finish it?
What are you doing after the podcast?
I love
Domino's.
pizza.
This is going to be some premium content.
Dude, honestly, now that we're talking about pizza,
You want to get some Domino?
not with you, but
Are you serious?
so what do you think? Who could eat it the fastest?
Okay, maybe that's a dumb question. Who do you think could eat the most pizza here? I think
In an hour.
in an hour.
Probably not.
So that's
not me
timed
for
again.
sure.
I can't do. I can't eat fast.
Yeah, because an hour you'd have to. You're still thinking of.
What do you want to say? In like 24 hours, who could eat the most pizza?
That's a good question.
Or like 12 hours, let's say.
Come on, someone say it. Someone say Chris. Say it.
I think
no,
it's
I
me.
could do it. You just
you,
don't.
You think you could eat more pizza
Yeah.
than me in a day?
You can't drink a lot of water.
I think if I trained, right? People train for these things like hot
Yeah.
dog eating contests,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Eating contest.
Like they could expand their stomach and then the next day their stomach could be ready to intake more food.
Now, how would you train for that?
I am no expert, right, on training how to eat and consume more food, but if I were the person training, I would think that you would just eat like a ton of food to expand your stomach capacity. So if you just, I guess, ate like as much bread as you could and then maybe took like a day off and then the next day you'd try to eat as much as you could.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a pretty fair plan, right? To expand your stomach capacity and then
Right. Because if you just stuff your face every single day, I don't really think that it's going to eventually lead to. Well, like you said, we're no experts.
yeah.
But no, I mean, I think that I could. I don't know. I think I would just take a competitive edge to it. We already talked about this episode 1 competition. I would beat Doc. That's all that matters. Somehow, some way, I would eat more pizza than Doc.
No, you wouldn't.
Is that all you have to say?
Yeah, do you even have a reasoning? Like, how much pizza do you eat?
Enough.
See, that's like there's no reason. You just go into everything just guns blazing.
Because I was the first fat kid at heart here, and I still am a fat kid at heart. So I'd win.
Uh-huh. I was fat too when I was young.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
Mm-mm.
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
Show me a fat picture of you when you were young.
I don't have any.
All right, because they didn't exist. Anyways, It's funny because before we even got into this segment, we were talking about what we were going to watch after or during the week because we always hang out as friends, or we try to be, and and we wanted to watch the Britney Spears documentary. It's called Framing Britney Spears. So I mean, Earl said he already watched it, he loved it, and that's what kind of sparked all of us to watch it. So you guys as Ballbreaker fans, feel free to listen to Framing Britney Spears on Hulu. And we're going to discuss it next week because I don't know what happened to her. I remember I listened to Toxic. It was a fantastic song. It got me in the mood to dance. And that's the last thing I remember of her. And then her sister took off on Zoe 101.
I'm really excited to watch it. Not just because Earl said it was good. I definitely trust Earl's opinion, but I've seen a lot of things about it online. A lot of people are talking about it. So we thought it would be a good idea to tell everybody listening. And if you're listening this far, thank you, first of all. And second of all, we want you by next week, Sunday, to listen. I mean, you said listen. You made me say listen. To watch the Free Britney documentary.
If any listeners did make it this far, really thank you, because there's a guy sitting at our table that can't even listen to us for this long. Like,
Mhm.
look at him just on the phone.
Taking a rip.
He can't even listen
We
to
have
us.
our Zoom meetings, and this guy's playing Rocket League.
So
I'm the one
thank
with
you.
the addiction,
Thank
right?
you for listening. We are trying something new next week, right? This is something new we're doing.
Yeah, so we used to have this sports talk. I mean, once football's over and, baseball hasn't started, nobody wants to listen to hockey, and NBA really only gets interesting towards playoff time.
And to be honest, we don't really know too much about it. We don't follow it, really,
Right, so...
at any of the sports going on. I mean, we do, but, like, not all of us do enough.
Right.
Mhm.
Football's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, football's a good one. But yeah, so the sports talk, we didn't have too much to go into there. And not only that, there's been a lot of dry news happening around the league, other than just who's the better or who's the best or whatever the case may be. So we're gonna try out this Framing Britney. It's on Hulu. I believe is there any other streaming services it's on?
I think if you have on demand, it might be on FX.
Mhm.
So if you have, like, Xfinity or whatever, it might be on demand on FX, but I'm not positive.
Give it a watch this week, and we will give you our honest opinion on what we saw. I feel like there's going to be
I can't wait to talk about it. I can't wait to watch it, and then I can't wait to talk about it.
the mind of a celebrity.
It seems so interesting. Because
Mhm.
I don't even know what happened. I don't even know anything about what happened.
Near the
So I'm
watch.
so excited to watch it.
Mhm.
But yeah, so watch that so you'll know what we're talking about. If you're never going to watch it, we're going to give you a synopsis. So
Yeah,
that's that.
you can either listen or we'll give you no spoilers if it's something you if it's like a diehard watching to watch on your own. You're like a diehard Britney fan. I know I was growing up, listening to Toxic, had the blonde hair, was going all for it.
Is that true?
No, not at all. I actually had a mullet in second grade, but when I got a haircut, I kept the mullet and shaved the rest of my head
Hmm.
and had 2 front teeth knocked
That
out.
sounds sexy.
I was sexy, dude. I was a stud back in elementary school. You should have seen me. I had the cutest cheeks. I had it all going. I was way more handsome than fat ass Doc over here. Anyways, Doc, let's hear your lock, bro. You're 1-2 right now. The fans are not happy. My dad wasn't happy. He said there's a lot of money being lost right now in these Vegas locks right now that you have from Doc's lock. So I want to hear you come back better than ever, hitting the 500 track.
I know Earl made a little remark that there's someone here that can't even listen. Well, I was trying to find the lines for tomorrow, so I was prepared, but I can't just seem to find them anywhere. Chris, can you look for Vegas lines?
Yeah,
But-
Early lines?
Yeah, I just can't. Can't find it for March 1st.
Well, what game are you looking for?
Basketball, NBA. I mean, I could.
Are you looking at a specific game already, though?
Yeah.
What's the game?
What's the game? Let's discuss it before we see the lines. I'm sorry, Chris.
The Portland Trailblazers against the Charlotte Hornets.
What is it with you with the Trailblazers?
They're my new Falcons.
Are you just going to tell the people in the
Well, if you can find all the lines, there's some good games. I just can't find it anywhere. Usually, like, there's lines. There should be lines out for the next day,
Are you looking for Tuesday night?
Monday night, or yeah,
Are you taking? Are you looking to take the Trailblazers again?
I am. Unless I can find a hockey game I like.
I don't know.
I don't know how you can't find it. I mean, I just Googled it, and I'm looking at Monday,
NBA
Monday
lines.
3-1, Portland -6.
Yeah, and the Mavericks are -6.5 against Orlando Magic. The Utah Jazz are -6.5 against Pelicans.
I have mine on Action
Okay, I
Network.
found it. The
Found
Edmonton Oilers. Hockey
Edmonton Oilers against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Monday night, March 1st.
Yep, Connor McDavid and the boys. We're rolling with them.
Are there
Mhm.
odds? Are there
They-
odds released?
So the Leafs are -115. So the Oilers, you're getting them at a plus odds. So you're getting a good price. I like to pick because the Oilers just lost 5-0 to Toronto.
Yeah, and that
So-
line's a little shady. I looked at the line. I already knew it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a winner.
Mhm.
Lock it up. Edmonton
Okay.
Oilers, March 1st, Monday. What time?
They play at 10 o'clock.
10 p.m.
Yeah, they're in Edmonton.
When's March Madness start?
This
March.
Like what?
Silly goose.
I'm pretty sure the tournaments, like the seating and stuff, comes.
Like
This
when
week,
when's
start this week.
Super Tuesday or whatever? Isn't that like,
Like 2
the thing?
weeks
Yeah.
maybe?
We should fill out the bracket and have a little
Oh, we should have a ball breakers little bracket.
We
competition.
can get it together by next week.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. So that takes care of the episode, everyone. We thank you for listening. We got onto a lot of topics today, and ultimately, remember all the gambling losses that we had. We hope that you guys have a fantastic week up ahead. And I know Earl has a closing point he wants to bring up.
I love Monday.
It's Monday, baby. I'm starting to love Mondays every time because it makes me think of how the day before Sunday, and I get to see you.
Monday is just a great day.
Reset to the week.
It's the day.
It's just it sets the tone. And I know Monday gets a lot of bad rap. Maybe you do have a bad Monday. Tuesday's a better day too. If you had a
Mhm.
bad Monday, you could get a good day on Tuesday. And then if Tuesday's done, you
Mhm.
just got to chalk it up till next week.
Yep, once you reach hump day, that's like a dock day. But Mondays are the days that we try to conquer. So going forward, guys, we look forward to you guys listening to the next episode. Looking forward to hearing from the feedback about this episode. Remember to use code BallBreakers10 on the Etsy shop at Halo Creations _ Instagram. And feel free to buy a Ball Breakers Pod t-shirt. I am looking forward to seeing everyone next week. And yet again, I promise you, I will be better than Doc going forward. Thank you guys, and bye.
Bye.
Bye.